I have had conversations, extensive conversations with the governor, who supports our legislation, who has met with these same advocates on many occasions and indicated his support for the Assembly bill. Senator Scalos and I have had some conversations, the result of which was not as clear. I think in the end result, they're very reasonable people, and they'll understand the needs that are things that are necessary here. You know, there are various things that are necessary throughout the state. They clearly have on their minds certain issues about building housing, which contains affordable housing, which has certain tax benefits for it, and we think that this would be appropriate as part of that legislation.
Shelly, so what is the linkage between rent control and the property tax cap?
Well, there's no linkage per se. However, those who would argue that we need rent regulation should understand that we need property tax cap because they're both about keeping people in their homes. The idea of affordability and predictability is the fundamental concept that keeps them both in the forefront. People who bought a home 30 years ago and did it paying so much in property taxes would benefit by keeping the increases to some inflationary standard. And it's the same thing if they aren't as privileged in buying the home, but they rent the home from somebody else, that they too would like to see the future, their increases limited to some standard that is designed to measure inflation or some reasonable return on investment. So the linkage is in terms of the philosophy behind both, and therefore that can be considered as well.
So what do you think are the chances of a modified tax cap at the Assembly?
You know, as I say, it's a separate issue, but the philosophy is the same, and it may very well, you know, I think it can happen.
So why not pass rent control and property tax cap? I believe you're responsible for the property tax cap bill as well. So why
Correct.
not pass both today as a comprehensive package?
We will get around to it.
What's the holdup on the property tax?
Well, I think most of the landlords will, it's not a matter of legitimate, it's a matter of retroactively taking the increases into effect. Thank you. Yes. I would expect him to join us in trying to get the Senate to pass this bill.
Mr. Speaker, is percentage too small on the tax cap? And when you're talking to the governor and the Senate on these bills, are you talking about them together?
No, not necessarily.
You're not.
No.
Is 2% too low for the tax cap?
I don't think so.
You think it could be 3 or 4?
I don't think 2 was too low. Thank you.